Hey, what's going on? You know who it is, you know what it is. First of all, shout out to all my people in Chicago, all the brothers and sisters in Chicago. You know, shout out to my subs that's from the Chi-Town. Shout out to General Africa. You know, shout out to my man Steve J. You know, the people that's from Chicago. Check this out though. You know, it's funny, like I said, since people love to use Chicago, you know, as they go to, you know, move when it comes to police brutality and racism, you know, and whatever thing that's, you know, enacted on black people that may deem heinous or despicable, because that's they go-to move right there. But what about Chicago? Well, if you look at what's going on in Chicago, and well, Chicago has a big problem. Well, what we need to do is stop what's going. But you know, since everybody love to talk about Chicago, well, I got something I gotta say concerning Chicago that the mainstream media is leaving out concerning Chicago, that they not really talking about on world news that happened in Chicago. Well, you know, this should be a big story. But then once again, it just goes to show you the agenda of mainstream media. They love to villainize black men and black people, but they don't want to, you know, let them be portrayed as victims, which in this case, this man was a victim. He was a victim of more than likely stupidity, incompetence, and racism. And if it was, in fact, a black officer, you know, coonery. Now, nevertheless, in case you guys don't know, a few days ago, there was a black man who happened to be an armed security officer. And apparently he was on duty. Had all his equipment on, had his uniform on, everything possible to show you that this dude was security. But nevertheless, he stopped a potential mass shooting in a bar, and he did his job. But you know what his reward was? Instead of him being looked upon as a hero, as a dude that possibly saved lives, some incompetent Chicago PD officers came in there, opened fire on him, shot him 4 times, and he died. And this man had a young child. Now, of course, the Chicago PD is silent about this situation. Okay? They said, several witnesses said, hey, he's security. He stopped the people. He stopped the people. He stopped them. He stopped them. He's a hero. But he ended up losing his life because, once again, the police saw a black man with a gun, so that instantly meant danger. But you look, once again, at all the incidents that's happening, you know, throughout the United States, in most cases, mass shootings be a white male. That's usually a Republican. Now, this dude lost his life for trying to save lives and do the right thing. You can't win for losing. If you don't do nothing, you considered a coward. But if you do something, you get killed. And like I said, and once again, you wonder why I say the stuff that I say on my videos, why I feel the way I feel. Now, you don't see hardly no videos condemning the police, and I don't want to hear that shit. They made a mistake. Cops have a tough job. If several people say, hey, he's security, you tell the dude, hey, lower your weapon. They didn't even give the dude a chance to lower his weapon. Just walked in there and opened fire on him and killed him. This officer, whoever shot him or whoever the officers is that shot him, they have to be charged. They have to be charged. They have to lose their badges. They should never be allowed to work law enforcement again. So do not come on my channel talking about you don't understand. If several people are telling the cops, hey, He stopped the people. You are only supposed to fire your weapon if you feel that there is no other choice and that the assailant is pointing a gun at you. But then I done seen incidents where guys that didn't look like me pointed guns at the cop, and somehow, some way, they managed to make it to the police station. But then you didn't have dudes who didn't have no gun on them somehow end up in the morgue. And then they have the audacity to try to play stupid and try to tell you that this isn't a racial thing. Are you fucking serious? Who do the fuck you think you talking to? Like I said before, they go out of their way to keep blacks from obtaining guns to defend themselves and their families. But these lunatics, some of them have badges. And I don't know if you know, in California, they just uncovered that there's a group of white supremacists that are walking around with badges. I'm not even going to say being cops, posing as cops. Basically, to exercise their white supremacy. And they say it's quite a bit of them that have these neo-Nazi tattoos. And of course, the judge has ordered in certain cases of another officer, I guess, who got caught. He said, I want names. But like I said, this is the shit that I'm talking about. You cannot win for losing. Man did his job. And he ended up getting killed. But I'm going to tell you something. That's a trick too. And it's time that I put this out too. You know, it's also a sacrificial lamb thing too. Because I notice at most of these type of places, you know, where it's a rough house place, where it's rough and all that type of shit, they always try to hire gigantic either Samoan dudes, or they try to hire gigantic black dudes to work at these establishments, just in case something like this happens. So basically they can be the sacrificial lamb. And that's another reason why I don't like that rainbow colored hair Toucan Sam rapper, because if you look, all his security is gigantic black dudes. So basically, if something go down and somebody starts shooting, you know, those dudes will feel the brunt of what's going on. Basically, he's sacrificing their lives to protect his. And he's not black. He's Mexican or whatever he is, Puerto Rican, basically sacrificing and putting black man's lives in jeopardy because he wants to go around antagonizing and start shit with people, but then he wants to hire all this black security to protect them and put their life on the line for him. Why don't you hire a whole bunch of gigantic Mexican security guards? No, you want to sacrifice black men's lives. And they stupid for working for you. But I got to put that out there. Fact is fact, man. Like I said before, I know people going to thumb down this video because the truth hurts. But that need to be pointed out about Toucan Sam. Because somebody got to say that shit. Because, see, I don't work in radio. I'm not getting a check to do this shit. But that need to be said. I noticed that about that dude. That's another reason why I can't stand that dude. You going around faking like you a game banger. You going around starting all this shit with everybody. And then you jeopardizing the lives of these black dudes that you hire to work security for you. Shit. I don't want a job that bad to where I'm willing to put my life on. And literally that's what's happening. Because people is really trying to get this dude now because he can't keep his mouth shut. And he go around starting shit with everybody. And he think he cool. And he ain't nothing but a fake ass, no identity culture vulture. But this is the shit that I'm saying. Getting back to the security guard. Yeah, they put him in a place like that. Like I say, they never hire. I noticed that they do that. Because I'm going to tell you something. Like, when I was in, like, you know what I'm saying? I did security before. Before I, you know what I'm saying? Before I started catching felonies. Because back in the day, if you caught, you know, misdemeanors and shit, you could do security in most cases. But then when you can't, if you caught felonies, see, I started catching felonies. I didn't start getting in trouble until after I made 21. That's when I started getting caught up. But nevertheless, I did security before. But let me tell you what they would do, the security companies. And this is something that they do. Tell me I'm not lying. When you do security, they always try to put the blacks at the most dangerous locations they can. Let me tell you what they would do when I worked for this security company. They always try to send me to a bank. And then they sent me to a bank that had got robbed before. It was in Hayward. For those who don't know, if you're from the Bay Area, it was this Bank of America that's by Chabot College, and it's right across the street from Southland Mall. I was like, I think maybe 19 years old, and they sent me to that bank right after it got robbed. I'm talking about, they say fools came in there with high power, right? And then I got tired of working there. So then they sent me to another place. They sent me to the welfare office. It used to be in downtown Oakland, over by Jack London Square. So they sent me there. And every fucking time I had to get into a physical altercation with people. And then a lot of people knew me from the streets. They was like, damn, I was one of them type of dudes. I used to like to work at 9 to 5 and do the other, do my dirty work shit. I always, like I said, I always could adapt to the streets and the corporate world. I conditioned myself to get down like that. This OG nigga taught me that. This nigga worked like construction and shit, but the nigga made like hella money doing construction. But on top of that, the nigga sold weight like it was going out of style. And I ain't gonna say the nigga's name, but he taught me that. He say, man, get money both ways. He say, get it in the streets and get it from the white folks. So I kind of adapted that shit. But nevertheless, they always sent me to the most dangerous areas, either in Oakland or the Bay Area. And don't think that shit ain't did on purpose. But that's the point that I'm trying to make. People love sacrificing our lives and shit. That's the cold part about it. The dude was doing his job, and now he isn't here. But anyway, thank you for listening to this video. I'm out.